I can't help these people. They were listed at 5.5 million, 5 million, 4.5. And dude, like, there's just no way that they're gonna get more than 2 or 3 million for this house. Like and that's to a builder. There's no builders out there right now.
This episode of the Under the Table podcast is brought to you by Shrubs.me, your all-in-one digital hub. Share files, links, videos, and more from one beautiful customizable page. Picture a cross between Dropbox, Linktree, and Patreon. Get your free account with 2.5 gigabytes of cloud storage today at Shrubs.me.
Is this like the least fun real estate market of all time? Or is this really like, this is great for you?
No, it is absolutely tiring. I mean,
Exhausting.
to put a deal together now is just pulling teeth. Once you get the deal together, you got to promise all this other stuff in order to be able to massage the person to even want to go through with it.
Right.
And then you've got to, fulfill on all those promises. Otherwise, they don't close. And then to
What
get
if-
somebody to close, you got to make sure that they got the money. I just closed
Right.
one yesterday after a 3-month extension. It was a good one, and it was like desperate times there. But we got the money. Like, my sellers are happy. They got so lucky.
What if I pack everything for you? Right. What if I finish the basement for you? Then will you sell it? Then
Well, those
you
are the
get-
type of things, right? It's just like, we're gonna.
How about I lend you all the money?
We basically have 2 tenants in this property, and that one of them wants to stay, but she wants to now sign a lower rent. But the seller guaranteed that she was going to stay, but now she's changed her story.
Yeah.
The other one is we knew they were going to leave, but the market's gone down on the rent. So it's kind of like, what are we going to do? Like, we got to try to find a tenant at that price. Otherwise, it affects the seller, right? Which we knew the risks of. Like, we'd gone through all the stuff. The price we got was good. So we knew what we were going into. But it's kind of just like, great. Like, now we got to deal with that. And so it's like, you get the deal firm, you get it done, but you still got all this other work to do. I got another one that was a lease back of one of the units. And that tenant actually agreed to pay more rent.
One
right?
wants less, one wants more. How does that work?
He wanted to stay. He agreed to pay more. Bottom line, that's what it was. They're working on the lease right now, but then well, what about his income? What about his, all these different things that should have been done initially come up after everyone says it's no problem. Everyone says it's no problem when you're signing the paperwork.
Yeah, nothing's a problem.
Don't worry. We're going to take care of this afterwards. But like, once the paperwork's signed, then everyone goes, oh, well, we want these. We have these demands. We have that demand.
Yeah.
And it becomes But
the
they're all
lawyers-
firm deals. There's the clauses, the way they're wording is no one can back out. It's just, there could be a concession made on one side. So you just try to get your clients to not
Nobody
screw it
can
up. Just do what you
back
got.
out.
Just, you said you were going to do this deal, and now you got to do it.
People are doing some weird and wacky stuff out there because it's weird out there.
They know it. The buyers know the market.
The buyers know the market. No, I think the buyers may think they know the market, but I think people are just in a very, very different frame of mind these days. I think people are coming at it from a fear perspective. People are approaching the sale of their house. Most of it, we've talked about it a million times. The people that are selling right now, they're likely not in a beautiful position, right? They're not sitting there going, this would just be the ultimate time to sell this thing. It's been a good ride and we're just, it's time for the next stage of our life. Most people are like, fuck, I got to sell the house now. I can't do this anymore.
Yeah.
Right. Or fuck, I got a better job offer, somewhere where the cost of living is less expensive or all kinds of shit. But
I'll tell you today's appointment. 80-year-old couple.
Yeah, like they've been a couple for 80 years?
No,
or they're 80
lived in
years
that
old?
house for 50 years, and they're in their 80s.
They're in their 80s, okay.
They've had 4 agents already for the last 2 years. I show up there this morning at 10 o'clock. Okay? Big property, Mississauga. Beautiful lot. Beautiful house. Just 50-year-old finishes. And I already see people walking outside. Two agents with binders in their hands. I'm like, clearly these are agents. They smell like real estate. So I pull up, and the sellers pull up. I'm in the car. The sellers pull up. I come out. I say, hey, you guys got, a couple of us here at the same time. Understand, they were here first. Go talk to them. We'll talk to you afterwards. I said, I'm from Frank Leo and Associates, and, this is who I am. And the other agent the seller says to the agent, "Hey, well, we called you guys because you're professionals. We want to know, what our house is worth and everything else like that." And the guy looks at me, and goes, "He's the professional. He's from Frank Leo and Associates, right?" So I was like, "Probably not a good start for you, buddy." Right? But long story short is, I can't help these people. They were listed at 5.5 million, 5 million, 4.5, and dude, there's just no way that they're gonna get more than 2 or 3 million for this house. And
Yikes.
that's to a builder. There's no builders out there right now. That's to a builder who's going to sever the lot and all that kind of stuff. Those guys don't
Yeah.
even exist right
In
now,
2021, which
right?
it was dumb back then.
And
Like,
and, and so I told, but think about it. They're 80 years old. They're in a retirement home
yeah, what are
already.
they?
The house is empty,
And
and they're
paid
hanging
for.
on. And they're paid for. And they're like, we don't need the money. I'm like, oh, keep the house. I said, great. I said, I'm not going to lie to you just to
Rent
get
it.
your listing, because you can see what each agent did was they took them down 500,000. Each
Mhm.
agent goes in and says, I'll take you down 500,000. I'll take you down 500,000. I'll take you down until eventually someone gets it. But I don't want to be the next guy in line that's not going to sell it. How am I helping them there? I told
Yeah.
them the truth. That's it.
They need to
So
lease it.
I didn't get they basically asked me to leave the house today. As soon as that was like, I was like trying to explain to them land values of how like one lot in their area a builder needs to pay $1 million for, and you're selling a house that potentially could have four, but really it's only guaranteed to have two. What would you pay if you're a builder? And he was just like, "Great to meet you. All right, thank you very much. See you later." I'm like, "Okay,
Yeah.
here's what the reality is." And they're 80 years old, Daryl. If they get two
What does
million or
that
three
mean?
million or 4 million, where are they going to spend the money?
Hmm.
They're at the retirement home already.
Hmm. Well, they must have, some offshoots or some children or
Possible.
something.
But now they
Some,
have to come. So they said we have to come here every 48 hours, otherwise our insurance is canceled. First of all, let the thing burn. It's land value only here. Okay,
let
cancel
the
your
thing burn.
insurance.
Okay.
Yeah,
Are they in it? No, they're in the
no, they're in
retirement
the
home.
retirement home.
So this thing
And
just sitting there.
second thought is like, guys, like you're wasting your life here. Like this is like the end of your life, and you should be enjoying it at the retirement, popcorn and movies and all sorts of stuff. Instead, you're checking on your house because you think it's worth $4 million when it's worth half.
Can you eat popcorn in a retirement home? It seems to me that that would be not a good idea with
If you
the
got real teeth, they'll give
what's
you
the
popcorn.
chance?
If
What's
you
the
don't have real
chances?
teeth, then they won't give it to you.
Well, if you don't have a teeth issue, then you got some gastro issue for sure. Like popcorn
Something.
is
If you
not
take
a
your
good
pill before
idea.
the popcorn, you can
Maybe,
eat the popcorn.
maybe if you take your pill
Jim,
first.
Jim, take the pill first, and I'll bring you the popcorn, but no butter.
You
We're not.
throw up every time you have popcorn, Fred.
I'm not putting
Stop
that much
it.
butter on it again, Jim.
Right? This
Your
is what
doctor told
happened.
you your cholesterol's high.